Today is Tuesday, May the 19th at Vincent Corporation in Tampa, Florida. Today we're going to be running a sample we got from Josh Hebert, General Manager of Lewisburg Cider Mill, and it is a sample of apple pomace. There's what the material looks like as received. There's a small baggie of as received sample. We're going to be running it in this KP6 screw press. After some discussion of what presses we had available, we came to the conclusion that the KP would make the most economic sense, specifically a KP12. So today we're running in a KP6, which has a 6-inch diameter screw. You can look down there in the inlet hopper. It's driven by this motor and gearbox arrangement. There's the screw shaft going through that shaft seal into the inlet. Then there's a screened area with a drain pan underneath. That's where we expect the liquid to come out. And then there's a discharge cone here, which I may be able to open, sure. And the solids have to come out past this cone. Pressure is applied to the cone using this air cylinder here, and that is regulated from the plant air down to, in this case, 30 psi. I think it's from feeling the material before I started, I think that it's has enough body to it to take the 30 psi. And then this valve will open and close or extend or retract the air cylinder, which makes these wheels push up against the cone and apply pressure or back off so that the material can push the cone open. We're going to be running 60 hertz. The press is a standard
ratio.
Yeah, standard KP6. 90.52. Yeah, perfect.
19 to 20.
Normal machine with at full speed. Phil's going to start feeding in material here pretty shortly, but we have a pail underneath the drain and a tub under the press cake discharge. He's put a little bit into the hopper and now is turning the press on. I don't think this material will bridge, but if you just keep it fed so that the screw is visible, then you'd never have the bridging problem. Seems to be pulling it away nicely. Starting to see some liquid here at the discharge end. You don't see much at the inlet end because there's not a whole lot of free liquid. It's not like it's a really sloppy sample that has a huge amount of free liquid that needs to come out. You're relying on the compression stages to actually start the liquid flow. We have the rotating cone engaged. At 30 psi. We might be able to do...
Hopper's almost empty.
We might be able to do a little bit better. See, there's still a few drops. Not a few drops. They don't actually... Yeah, there's drops.
Hopper's empty.
So... you get a little bit of sludge coming through the screen. Yeah. And what I'm going to do, since we had rotating cone tends to make for a wetter cake. What we're going to do, well, I think I could have done better if I had the press running more slowly without the rotating cone. So, what I think we're going to do is take this press cake and run it back through. If it doesn't do anything, then we'll know that we haven't changed anything by doing that. If it does, it will be a small amount, and it will be about equivalent to what I could have done had I slowed the press down. So we're back at 60 hertz again. I don't want to slow it down on this second run because that might take us beyond where you could expect to go in normal operation. Yep, there was more to come out. It actually is a small sample for a KP press. Generally we need 10 gallons. This might have been about 5 gallons worth, maybe a little bit more, but so we're somewhat restricted or limited on what we can find out. But what is obvious is that we can make it run, we can make the juice come out. Some of this applesauce that you see here, that also would be reduced with a slower screw speed. So we like to run at normal speed first just to see what happens. That way we're not reducing the press's capacity or anything unnecessarily. But after running it, I would suggest that we do better with a slower screw speed, perhaps not the rotating cone. With the cone stripping away press cake at the discharge, it tends to reduce back pressure to a degree and therefore allow for somewhat wetter cake to come out. We don't have a lot of sample, but what we have we will pack up and send back.